So that was the entire heel to toe test, right?
Yes.
Okay. And in your direct testimony, you indicated that when you do this test, you've been taught that you look for specific factors, correct?
Yes.
And is it fair to say that there's 7 factors?
Well, I believe there's 8 or 9 total, including like the pre-test portion, which is the part where he just stands there also, which I had explained is where he's just standing heel to toe. And then there's about 6 more clues for the regular walking portion.
Maybe let me ask you this in more detail then. There's 7 clues, correct? There's clues that need to be seen in this, correct? One clue is if the suspect cannot keep balance while listening to the instructions, correct?
Correct.
And another clue is begins before instructions are finished, correct?
Correct.
Another clue is stops while walking to regain balance, correct?
Yes.
Another one is does not touch heel to toe, correct?
Correct.
Another one is uses arms to balance, correct?
Correct.
Another one is loses balance while turning, right?
Correct.
And the final one is takes an incorrect number of steps, correct? Does that sound like those are the factors of the heel to toe test?
Yes.
Okay. Now, prior to him beginning the test, while you were explaining the test to him, you had him put his right foot in front of his left foot so his heel and toe touch, correct?
Right.
And he was able to do that for 40 seconds, correct?
He was standing there, yes.
And he didn't stumble during that time, did he? He didn't fall over during that time, did he?
No.
He didn't lose his balance during that time, did he?
Well, he was swaying, but no, he didn't do anything dramatic.
At that point in time when he was stopped there, you're saying that he was swaying?
Yes.
Okay. And, but as far as the factor of keeping balance while you gave him instructions, it sounds like he passed that factor of the test, correct?
Yes, he like it's not one thing that makes it a pass or fail.
But let's just go clue by clue here. That clue he passed.
That he was able to stand there?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And the clue of beginning before the instructions are over, he didn't do that, did he?
No.
So he passed that clue, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, from what we can see on the tape as he starts the test, it appears that he touches his heel to toe, correct?
I couldn't see that on the tape necessarily.
Well, do you know specifically what steps he did not touch his heel to toe on?
No.
Did you put that down in your report?
No.
Okay. Do you think maybe you should have put that in your report?
I don't think I can do that. I have safety things to worry about. I don't document specifically he missed step 9. You know.
But you don't write these reports till afterwards, right?
Right.
So there's no safety issues when you're at the station, are there?
I don't remember specifically what step he didn't touch his heel to his toe, per se. I just note that he didn't touch his heel to his toe several times.
And when you say several times, is that once, twice, 10 times?
It could be just a couple times.
Okay. Could it even have been just one time?
No, not if I said several times. I would say once, then.
Now, of course, it was cold out there, right?
It was cold.
Extremely cold, right?
It was a very cold night.
Do you think that might have affected the test a little bit?
Sure, could.
Now, let's talk about counting during the test. You indicated that you instructed him to count, but it didn't count until halfway through the test, right?
Right.
Now, however, in training, when you were learning about this particular field sobriety test, counting is not a factor that you're looking for, correct?
Correct. It's just, an ability to multitask again.
So you're adding something to this test.
No, you're required to count.
But that's not one of the factors you're looking for according to the things that you were taught in that class, right?
That's not one of the clues that they know, correct?
So that's an additional something else that we're looking for.
It's just, did he do it or not? That's not an additional. It's required when I explain the test.
But that's not what I'm asking. When you learned about it, when you took the classes on this, you were taught these 7 factors. Counting is not one of the 7 factors, correct?
No, not according to the National Highway, right?
Okay. So when you say that you had them count, that's in addition to those 7 factors, correct?
No, they're supposed to count when they do the test. How you're taught in the class is to have them count each step that they take.
That may be the case. But that's not one of the factors you're looking for to determine whether or not the subject passes or fails the test.
That's
correct?
not one of the factors that they use, correct?
Okay. So he actually did the whole 9 steps, right? Forward and back?
Well, he had to ask me how many steps when he was going back, but yes, he did those.
Well, he didn't ask you how many steps you should take, though. He just asked, well, can I go, right?
Right.
Okay. So he was sort of looking for your instruction to just make sure he was doing it like you wanted him to do, right?
I don't know what he was looking for, yeah.
Okay. Now, he didn't fall over or anything when he did that test, right? He didn't, like, lose his balance and not do the steps, right?
No, he didn't fall over or anything.
He didn't miss a whole step, did he?
No.
Okay, so he, in fact, did all the steps, right?
Yes.
And he did it in a straight line, right?
Well, he was off balance and he missed a few steps, but right, he did it along that imaginary line that, you assume on the roadway.
Okay. Well, doing the correct amount of steps is a factor, isn't it?
It can be, yes.
Well, it's one of the 7 factors, right?
Yes.
So he passed that factor of the test.
Yes.
Okay. So, so far we've had him pass 3 factors, and you said he was off balance. What does off balance mean to you?
Somebody swaying has to, just swaying is off balance, I guess.
Now, somebody who doesn't do this test all the time, you're saying if they haven't had anything to drink, they should be able to do this test without swaying or using their arms for balance?
I'm saying that's one of the factors we look at. That's not going to determine whether somebody's drunk or not, right?
So it's very, there's a likelihood there that even if somebody had no drinks in them and they tried this test, they could very well be swaying around too, right? It's a difficult balancing test, right?
No, it's not difficult.
Now, I'm just going to go through these factors here real quick. So, let's see. According to the factors, if the suspect cannot keep balance while listening to his instruction, to your instructions, he passed that factor, correct?
He was swaying.
So you're saying that he could not keep balance while you were telling him what to do?
He balanced, but I'm just saying he was swaying.
Well, was he keeping his balance or not?
Yes.
Okay, then he passed that factor, correct? Okay. He did not begin to do the test before the instructions were finished, correct? So he passed that, correct?
Right.
He did not stop while walking to regain his balance, did he?
No.
Okay, so he passed that factor, correct?
Correct.
Okay. He didn't take an incorrect number of steps, did he?
No.
Okay, so he passed that factor, correct?
Yes.
Okay. He didn't lose his balance while he was turning, correct?
No.
Okay, so he passed that factor, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now the factors that he did, that you're saying he did not pass, is that he used his arms to balance, correct?
I believe so. Maybe I should look at my report for a minute, but
Would you like to look at it, or?
Sure.